Welcome to Late Night Chat, episode 233 on the Late Night Chat Network.
Said she loved me not. But she don't got no damn clue about what she wants. I said she loved me, yeah, she loved me not. But she don't got no damn clue about what she wants. Yeah, okay, shawty got mad potential, I see it. Daddy full black, but her mom a Korean. She know I'm getting money from the cars that I be in. Young rich nigga, but the shoes European. Took her to the crib, call that shit sightseeing. Need one woman, but I want like 10. But back to the subject, ballin' like fuck it. 30K cash on the ass, gotta love it, gotta love it. I've been so tired, she keep on pressing me. Molly and ecstasy was the name. Hop in this ride, shawty here next to me, sitting and telling me what she say. Said she loved me, she loved me not.
Welcome back, everybody. And I guess somewhat a familiar face across from us here, but I guess never on Late Night Chat proper. We got my partner Christine here today. What's going on?
Hey, this is weird.
Yeah.
Weird and not weird.
Yeah, weird and not weird. Exactly. We are at home. Yeah, this is new, right? To our shock, I guess, in passing while we were talking one day, I realized that Christine had actually never been, I guess, on late night chat proper, right? I guess because you're always around anyways, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm recording at home and maybe
in the backgrounds or something.
Yeah, and
handing you drinks.
Obviously, she's been on the Superior station, the Late Night Collectors community.
Where we do all the nerdy things.
All the nerdy things.
Yeah.
Of course, you're always welcome over there. And you've seen her on episodes of Kraken Packs with the chat and all kinds of other things over there, right? So,
yeah.
No, I guess you've never been on Comic Shop Talk either, but we used to do weekly wine comic time. That's right. That's right. But that was prior to the Late Night Collectors community rebrand. That actually was here on Late Night Chat Network. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. So there you go. But welcome. Yeah, welcome. This is fun for me to actually have you on here. Finally,
I have to learn your new format.
Yeah, well, that's why it took me a second even to throw the music on at the start of the episode. I'm all kind of turned around out here on the balcony again, guys. If you notice the setting change here behind us.
He's got the pretty setting, and I've got the storage.
That's right. Nice.
Yeah, stay over there.
But yeah, no. So basically the way this came about is, we were talking about it. We realized that. And I realized we had 1 week free before the actual official end of the summer schedule. So I don't even think I talked about it amongst the other hosts. I think I just mentioned it to JT. I was thinking of having you on as a guest because you actually had never been on Late Night Chat proper.
Yeah.
And it was the end of the summer schedule. We ran out of our pre-recorded episodes. Everyone kind of came on as a host once throughout the summer. So it had 1 free week until we kind of got back to our usual schedule. And Christine has to go let the cat out now.
Because I'm not inside.
Yeah. And she's pawing at the window. That's the only downfall about recording out here. There she is. She's going to do this several more times. So expect us to get up throughout the episode. But
very casual episode today, guys.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that we just made it right after 9 o'clock. I didn't think this was going to happen here today. JT was actually supposed to join us for this because that's what I pitched him, because JT had liked this kind of setup with the balcony that we've done before throughout the summer so much. He's like, hey, let's do another episode like that. So knowing that we were going to have this free week at the end of the summer, I figured we'd have Christine on. And it's actually following the Hot Ones episode that our own Julie here in the chat had fully produced, directed, kind of put together for us. That was her kind of pre-recorded episode for the summer, guys. If you guys have missed that, I don't know.
What are you doing?
Yeah, really. Let's get these view counts over 200. I think it's getting close to that, actually. It seemed to be a very popular episode. So shout out to Julie once again for putting that together for us. But yeah, Christine was the host on the Hot Ones episode here for us. So I figured what better way to kind of, end the summer schedule, to have you on post Fan Expo Con weekend that we kind of just went to and barely survived. I didn't think we were going to actually get this episode out today. Right?
We were both broken after the Fan Expo this weekend.
Again, getting
The age is hitting.
Yeah, no
Age
spring,
is aging.
no spring chicken anymore, as they like to say. Apparently, yeah, no, too much standing around, doing the con. This, but
Shoes matter.
yeah, absolutely. But we'll get into that. We'll get into
Yeah.
all that. We'll do a kind of a fan expo kind of overview.
Yeah.
But first off, what did you think of Julie's airing of the Hot Ones
Oh, it was
episode? I
fabulous.
mean, I know what you think, but yeah, tell it.
No, it was
Yeah.
friggin' amazing. Like the production was unbelievable. You wouldn't know that this is from the same show coming from what we're seeing right now on our balcony.
Yeah.
As I'm washed out and but no, it was super fun. It was like the only thing I wish we got was more like behind the scenes stuff to actually show, because it was hilarious the entire day.
Yeah.
Like I want to plan something else.
Well, there
that
is
we
a
can
master
do.
cut coming at some point. Apparently, Julia does have some more behind the scenes stuff that may have been.
But like
yeah.
even like just the small other things.
Yeah.
Like to view her setting up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we took that time to get some material there.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
no, it was amazing. I hope we can do something else to that type of theatrics again. That was super fun.
Yeah, it was.
Just not me doing intros. Nico today is like, do you want to do the intro? No.
She's scarred now.
Absolutely, I do not.
I'm like the Stanley Kubrick of podcast videos. Apparently, you're like what's her name, Shelley Duvall, like in The Shining.
Just utterly scarred. Yes.
For anybody who doesn't know about that, Kubrick famously, it's terrible. He fucking tortured that woman during the production of that movie, apparently, and because he's famous for doing like hundreds of takes of things, like even with Jack in that movie, like and other actors,
really went after
and other
her.
films, really went after her because he was actually trying to
destroy her mental
state. To kind of have that her portrayal on screen, kind of that
have
much
her break.
Yeah, exactly. So. He had his methods, but I kind of shouted out to Christina, maybe do a few more takes when you're doing that. But it came out really well. It all comes out on the cutting room floor, as they so to speak.
Yeah.
I'm sure Julie had a fun time putting that all together there.
Oh, I bet she did.
I'm sure she has that footage of me berating you.
43 takes later.
What's in 43 takes? I just said, come on, say it with a little less awkwardness, that intro. But she's like, hey guys, like no, you did a great job though, honestly. It was a lot of fun. And I definitely hope that we get to do more things like that in the future, honestly.
Oh my god, I would love to. That was super fun.
Yeah, so shout out once again to Julie. And if you guys have missed that, go back in the feed and check out. It's actually technically episode 232 of Late Night Chat, which is last week's episode that we had pre-recorded and put together over a month ago. As Julie had to kind of put everything together and edit it and kind of do everything that she had to do to get that out to you guys. So that was kind of her pre-recorded episode contribution throughout the summer as we kind of switched to the summer schedule. And now we're at the end of it. We're at the end of the summer. This went by fucking quick this summer, eh?
I have no idea where it went.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, I know. So, but I'm glad we were able to do this and pull this off last minute. And
Even
Jay,
though I'm like, I just want to sleep.
Shout out to JT. He might join us at one point on screen. Yeah, maybe or maybe not, because he may be driving. I don't know what's going on, but with him. But at the moment, he unfortunately had other things going on and couldn't make it here in time to be in person. So maybe our next episode together in September, we can kind of pull that off. Maybe we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
so
that'd be cool.
Yeah, but he kind of was like, oh, I owe it to Christine to come on this episode with her live. And I'm like, Christine sees you all the time. It's fine. I'm like, don't worry about it.
I miss you, JT.
Well, I told him, I'm like, yeah. I'm sure he'll jump on and make it awkward at some point. He's like, I need to come on, because he's always the host of this show, right? And God forbid he misses a week, or for that matter, that we miss a week. So I'm glad we got this out today. Even Rob was messaging me before this, like, I haven't seen a post today. Is there a show or what's going on? So
surprise.
Yeah, so there you go. I'm thinking there will be a blooper reel rather than a director's. Okay,
awesome.
That would be awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be a nice thing to be able to put out at some point.
Christine trying to speak.
Yeah. even more towards the end of the year, Julie, let me know, because that'd be cool. Because we usually put together something where Julie I'll send her some clips and we'll put together like a best of at the end of the year. But if we want to put that out even before then, at some point, maybe even the next time you're on the show, Julie, let us know. That'd be really fun, like a super cut of funny moments between scenes. Yeah, Yeah, it was.
Like you said,
We had a lot of fun doing that. Yeah, and
Oh.
you know, I'd love to do something like that again. I know, and we are already talking behind the scenes, I think, about doing something else, and we'll see how that comes to fruition in the new year, hopefully.
Ooh.
But you know, because we all gotta, you know, it's a lot to put these things together, guys. Like it takes a lot of time.
A lot of
This is
moving
just a
parts, a lot of
hobby.
schedules.
Yeah, a lot of schedules. This is a hobby of ours. You know, we're not getting paid for this. You know, but when it kind of pays off in that kind of sense, like how much fun we experience doing something like that, it's all worthwhile, right?
Yeah,
And
I think it shows.
spending time with friends, and
Yeah.
it's been good. So yeah, absolutely. There's so much raw audio from the StreamYard feed. Yeah, I'm sure some funny things were talked about in that one. Yeah, that's for the Patreon. we keep threatening to bring out
Yeah.
behind the scenes content. But yeah, this past weekend we were at Fan Expo, me and Christine, as we normally do. A great big 4-day event.
Yep.
And as I mentioned, I fucking was so broken today. I actually admittedly didn't make it into work this morning because I was so sore. I'm sore right now sitting. This morning was unbearable. Like I had to kind of rest my leg.
Yeah, no, he couldn't walk.
Yeah, like she can attest. Like it was one of those moments where she was just like, "Yeah, no, you should not go to work because you can barely walk around without, in pain because it was a shooting pain. Like I pulled a muscle, I guess, or something in my leg, probably,
like hamstring or something.
Yeah, around that area, like on my upper thigh or something.
Yeah.
And it was just unbearable shooting fucking pain throughout
my
back, lower back into my
into
leg.
yeah.
So it was just like. And it didn't start until like late last night. So,
yeah. The
so,
adrenaline stopped. So,
yeah, all the excitement ended. Yeah. So, yeah, no, that's why today has been kind of dicey for me. And I was like, I don't even know if I can sit down for this long, but I ended up going out after resting the whole day, getting some of that like muscle cream or whatever. Yeah. Pinched a nerve. Yeah. Something. It was, we so me and Christine, normally when we do the con, we also, we know a store that exhibits there. So we actually also end up working a couple of days. Yeah, we help out at the con. So we worked a couple of days at the Comic-Con this year, and we also were on the floor a lot this year. So as a result, you're constantly standing.
Yeah, we were there start to finish every day.
Yeah, and then I also have to. You got to do a lot of stuff where it's like a lot of heavy movement of stock and stuff like that, the takedown and setup of the stuff. So yeah, I think it was just like a combination of all that. Just got to me this year. Yeah, we're always kind of exhausted but happy by the end of it every year. But like this year,
the two of us were dead.
Yeah, this year was a doozy. But
and then we made the smart decision to, after the con finished on Sunday, 4 days of craziness, to go to the friggin' movies because it was $4.
Yeah,
so how do you say no?
That's right. How
we're literally dead and watching a movie. Nico can't even sit. He's like wriggling around in pain. I had heart palpitations going up to like, I don't know, over 100 sitting there.
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah.
I'm sweating up a storm. It's a full theater. It was a disaster.
Yeah.
It was a good movie.
It was a good movie, though. If it was a bad movie, I would have walked right out, paying $4 and not having not being very comfortable.
Popcorn, yeah.
I would have walked right out. But no, surprisingly, it was actually a lot of fun. We had heard good reviews about Blue Beetle. I see that I saw it recently. It was actually in Julie's Letterboxd looking to watch. She hasn't seen it yet, but it's on her to watch list, I guess. Yeah.
Well,
so
it did not disappoint, Julie.
Yeah, it was actually a lot of fun. It had really good reviews. Well, like with all superhero movies, you see mixed reviews, but most
better than most.
That's right. So like, especially for a DC superhero film, which haven't fared well, I think, in recent years. But yeah, no, it was really good. It was a lot of fun. Actually, George Lopez, the comedian, was in it. He was great in it. Yeah. Had a lot of, like nice family kind of moment type stuff in it. And, it is a, Hispanic superhero, which is not the first one we're seeing, because obviously we've seen Miles Morales, which is half. Yeah, right. But like,
but no, it was an awesome representation and just such a good, fun movie.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
For DC, fun isn't usually what they're described as.
No, it was a lot of fun, and we really enjoyed it. Yeah, 4 stars in Letterboxd for me. 4 stars from Letterboxd. So like, honestly, if you it was a surprise because I'm not big on that character. I know of the original Blue Beetle. This is the newer one that came out, I guess, in the 2000s, which is like a take on the original Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle, actually, interesting fact about this. I'll nerd out for a second here because we're gonna be talking about FedEx anyways. He is like a Charlton, I think it's Charlton, I think, a comic character from back in the day.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if it's like 50s or 60s, like old.
Yeah.
So like so basically when Alan Moore did Watchmen, he actually like those are technically based on different characters that he just basically changed up and used as the prototypes for the Watchmen characters.
Oh, okay.
So not Night Owl. No, maybe it is Night. One of them is supposed to be Blue Beetle, essentially, in the Watchmen. I forgot.
Okay.
I think it's Night Owl is technically, which I know you can't really see from that because you would think that's more of the Batman character. So I'm trying to think who else is in there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, yeah, Rorschach is based on the Question. Rorschach is actually supposed to be the Question.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So it's kind of all like, because he's got that kind of mask and stuff too, right? Yeah. So it's kind of, I think it's Night Owl. I don't know. I think it's based on Night Owl. It's supposed to be based on them. Yeah, it is. It's Night Owl.
Okay.
Yeah, which is weird because you would think that's more of like the Batman archetype, but no. As you saw in the movie, Blue Beetle did have a cave. He was a scientist. He was all these things as well, right?
Yeah.
So he kind of, well, not that Batman's a scientist, but
I
he's
went
gizmos.
into this movie blind.
Right, and you still no, you don't need to know anything about Blue Beetle. That's what I mean. I'm trying to say, like,
super fun.
Even I'm not like huge on this character, but it was just a lot of fun.
Oh yeah,
and I think that's how you have to approach these not only lesser known characters, but even like these superhero films, right? Like I think sometimes,
people in.
Yeah. So yeah, it was really good. Yeah, 2 thumbs up from us. Yeah, we really enjoyed it, despite all the pain I was experiencing at the time. But yeah, it was like National Theater Day or something like that yesterday.
Yeah,
I forget what it's called. Like most, if not all, theaters were participating.
Yeah, like Cineplex had all the $4 movies, and Imagine Cinemas had $4. I don't know what else is around here. So.
Yeah, $4 movies though, so that's why we ended up buying tickets a few days in advance. Figured, that'd be a nice cool down after the con weekend. Little did we know we were going to be that exhausted.
Yeah, like all I wanted to do was sleep, but we got home after midnight and.
Some outside
cheers to
downtown Toronto. Yeah. There you go. Some outside sounds there. The sights and sounds of Toronto. We got some fucking what do you call it? Police sirens in the background there. If you guys pick that up, so. But yeah, it does feel nice to actually record out here. It's a nice breeze right now. So.
We've barely used our balcony this summer.
The last month, busy. I know. I went all the way to the beaches to see Mandy at the Fox on Thursday. Okay, Mandy. I'm not familiar with that one. I've seen you rate it, I think, recently on the Letterboxd stuff. But I don't know what it is. I'll have to check that out and see what that is. Did you enjoy it? But Fan Expo was where should we start? Where should we start? Well, why don't you show off your new friend there?
This was the theme of our entire weekend was Squishmallows.
At least a good portion of it, yeah.
Yeah. So I have an unhealthy obsession with these stupid little things because they're just so soothing and squishy. And this is my new axolotl. Ha 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 ha.
Oh, watch out. She's got a review up about it. Okay, I'll have to check it out. It's a nice it's a Nick Cage. Okay.
Yes, okay. I know which one this is then.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's already on my to watch then.
So there you go. Nice. I'll have to read your review about it. There you go. Follow Julie on Letterboxd. But yeah, go on. Yeah, Squishmallows they did have a booth set up at the show. Christina's already owns a few of these and enjoys them, and they're nice as a pillow rest or
soothing if you're anxious. They're so soft.
But yeah, you got that axolotl that you're holding there. They were actually giving away these things for free.
Yeah, so they were all free, and essentially, and again, anything free. Madness, but bring something that's good for free, and it was absolutely insane, like just pure insanity.
Yeah.
So all 4 days they had like a Plinko game that you could win different sizes.
Shout out to Bob Barker. Speaking of Plinko.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Again.
99.
And the friggin' memes of he made it as close to 100 as he
without
could without going over. Oh.
Come on. That's so
I
good.
died.
That's so good.
Bad choice of words.
Yeah.
I laughed so hard.
I mean, whoever put that up first is like, I'm gonna go
Genius
down
there,
in,
yeah.
in
Oh,
internet
God.
meme history for that one. Yeah,
That was a
that's
good one.
yeah. I mean, sad that he.
Oh,
ended
he
up,
lived a life.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like,
I mean, obviously a big part of my childhood. If you stayed
any,
home,
any of our childhoods.
yeah, if you stayed at home from school sick, you used to watch it on TV.
Went home for lunch.
Yeah, and then I seen him in fucking not Billy Madison, fucking Happy Gilmore when I was younger, and there's that awesome scene. I don't even know how he got him to do that, but that was fucking awesome.
It was glorious.
So very, very, rest in peace to Bob Burker on that note as well. Yeah, but yeah, that's sorry to interrupt your story, but Plinko just reminded me of it. I'm just like, yeah, Plinko was one of my favorite games on there too, right? When they used to play Plinko, but it was one of those games I found that they never played all that often.
No.
They had a lot of them, but it was the best ones. I felt like you always had to like wait for. You might get them like
overkill.
Yeah, exactly. You maybe get them like once a week, but then they would be, it'd be the usual whatever ones, right? But that one was my favorite, probably.
And whatnot,
yeah. So, but go on. They had a Plinko game set up.
Yeah, so basically the line was like wrapped around. They did some stupid things where you had to they would cap the line when it got around the booth, which fine, it would be insane. But then they're saying, we'll reopen in like a minute or two. So, but leave and then come back. But nobody would. They just glommed off in like another corner, and then he would switch his little paddle, and literally mobs would just run in front. Like at one point, I think I heard people, the staff there talking like, adults are like trampling kids that are trying to get these things.
Yeah,
like it was
gross,
brutal.
Yeah, it was gross. Yeah, it was like
horrible scenes of humanity. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in line.
Yeah,
I was not trampling children.
Yeah,
and if I got told no, I walked away.
But that
being said, I did get a few of them.
Yeah, we did spend a lot of time in that line, mind you. But it was like they weren't against you going back in line after you've done it once. They had they had shitloads of these things.
They were giving them away on Sunday. They were handing them out in line. Some of them, like the lesser sought after ones.
Yeah,
they were handing out. But yeah, so you could get different sizes. Like they have little itty bitty ones. They've got 5-inch ones. I think I was the only one who won a postcard that they gave out for free the whole goddamn time, because that's my luck. But then they had like the mystery ones they would throw over, so it was exciting. You didn't know what you were gonna get, and they you could get up, I think, to like the really big 24-inch ones.
Mm-hmm.
I did not get a large one, which I was very
she tried.
Okay.
She tried. I think
okay.
What do you think? We went there like 8 times or something, 6 times.
Okay, so we
6
went
times.
like first thing every morning because we get the exhibitor passes because we're exclusive. And so we would go early.
Yeah.
And so the line wasn't too long or whatever, go around once or twice, leave, and then kind of check in throughout the day. But we didn't, every time we waited, it was maybe like at most half an hour.
Yeah.
When you're there for 10 hours a day, what is half an hour?
Yeah. Yeah, no, of course.
At least they had a squishy spot to stand. It wasn't just concrete.
Yeah. And yeah, it was fun. It was fun because like when someone would win a prize, like if they won, like there was a mystery Squishmallow like on the Plinko, like spots that if it fell into that, they would throw it over the actual like little booth that they had. Like it had a booth, but it was like closed off.
Yeah, they had a little
where they kept all the stock
where it would be,
and then they would yell out, mystery Squishmallow, and like they would throw it out overhead. Yeah, Squishtery, and they would throw it out over the top of it for everybody to see, and for like people would catch it. I don't know how that.
The whole team was amazing because they kept their energy levels up to no tomorrow.
And they dealt with a lot of fucking assholes. Yeah. So
but the cutest was when they usually gave like the really big ones out to the little kids.
What's going on, Farhan? Yeah.
And just to see the kids' faces were just so cute.
Yeah.
And like these things are bigger than the kids that
they're
giving it to, and they're just like
the best was the father that I saw. He's like, yay, now I gotta carry this around all fucking cause. Yeah, the child.
Yeah.
It was nice to see the kids all so happy, but like the thing that she was holding was like
Was
bigger than the
twice the
kid.
size of her.
A
Yeah.
big plush. It's like when you win those things at like if you go to like an
The
amusement
X and
park,
stuff,
yeah,
yeah.
and then you gotta hold it the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And that was the worst. I remember if
At
you're
least these ones
younger.
are squishy and light. The ones at the X and stuff are like stiff. So you're like,
Yeah, they're like stiff
carrying them
plushes.
around.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it was it was funny to hear his reaction. I was like, yeah, I know, I get it.
understood, sir.
Yeah, but it was funny still. It was fun to see the kids' reactions and
Yeah.
stuff like that when they would win. And also Christine's, our very own Christine here, won a mystery Squishmallow at one point. I think that's the guy right there. Yeah, that's right.
That's how I brought
An
him.
axolotl, yeah. But yeah, she's added many more to the collection. They had
I don't
clip
have
on
a problem. You have a problem.
Yeah, they had clip-on ones. They had like little 5-inch ones.
Yeah.
That's the 8-inch ones.
They're so cute.
Yeah, they're cool. So yeah, that was a good portion of our con experience was spent at that booth, I would say,
At least it was free.
amongst working. Yeah, it's free. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, otherwise,
Did
you
a
know,
little bit of Artist Alley.
yeah, I picked up a couple art pieces. If you guys want to see that, I'm going to show those off on the next episode of Comic Shop Talk with Chris over at Late Night Collectors Community, since it is more comic related.
Yeah,
I won't
makes
specifically
sense.
get into it here, but I got some good ones. I got about
Your t-shirt.
four art pieces. I was going to show that off. So there's a guy, I don't have his information.
You can do that on the comic one,
yeah,
too.
I have his card inside there. Nice dude. He sells these. He's been there for years, but it's the first time I actually ended up picking up a shirt because I know a couple of friends of mine had picked up shirts from there. And I liked them, and I was just like, okay, maybe I'll go take a look this year. And I guess he's been adding more shirts every year, like different designs. So he does he takes comic book covers and infuses like hip hop into it. So he'll kind of replace like hip hop the characters, the comic book characters with hip hop guys like rappers and stuff like that. So I got a one that's a recreation of Secret Wars #1, which is a popular Marvel comic, and like it's all like these iconic covers that he uses.
But yeah, it's all the Wu-Tang members on there.
Yeah.
So to enter the 36 chambers
Yeah.
Wu-Tang Wars.
Yeah, Wu-Tang Wars instead of Secret Wars. So all like the characters, if you took the actual cover and compared it side by side, you'd see like the Spider-Man's replaced by like one of the other Wu-Tang members, and the Hulk that's on the cover is replaced by one of the Wu-Tang members, like Method Man. Or
my favorite is like I don't know who the rapper is on there, but like the Wolverine character has like, instead of claws, it's literally cutlery.
Yeah. It's a knife and a fork. Yeah. Yeah, no, they're really fun. Yeah, he had some really good ones there. So but some of the covers, they didn't click right away with me. Like I didn't know, like looking at it, what cover it was representing. Yeah. So like there's a DMX one, but I really wanted to get the DMX one as well, maybe next time. Because he's, like I said, he's there every year. But I didn't recognize the cover at first, so that one kind of was out right away, just because I was just like, okay, maybe I'll get that one next time. Yeah, well, this one I knew the cover and I like Wu-Tang, so I was like, okay, yeah, I'll get this shirt. So that was yeah. So that was an automatic buy. So I was really happy about that. But yeah, got a few art pieces, which again I'll show off in Comic Shop Talk. I got another N64 game because I've been slowly building up my N64 cartridges again because I got one last year. I got No Mercy, which is like the best wrestling game from back then, I think, for 64. Which we've also lost a couple of wrestlers this past week, Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt, which I was really upset by because the guy was only 36 years. I think he's my age. Like he's 36 years old. Yeah. No worries, man. But yeah, too bad you didn't make it here, man. But hopefully we'll get to do another episode out here, on the balcony. But yeah, no, it's still nice. I'm glad we got Christine on though, whether or not you made it in. It was good. Poor
substitution, but it's okay.
Oh, stop. But yeah, next week, guys, we are going back to our monthly schedule of hosts with me, Rob, Lewis, and then the Leslie and Julie kind of switching off on that fourth week. So stay tuned for that. I think Rob's up next week, and then it kind of starts up the rotation again on the way to episode 250 at the end of this year. Yeah. So I think we stop right before Christmas like we normally do. We'll have like a couple of pre-recorded things for you guys that come out from Christmas to New Year's. Right. And then in the New Year's, we'll hopefully we can coordinate like an in-person show like we normally do, which would be episode 250. So yeah, that's a big fucking deal. Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
So I'm sure JT can catch up you guys with everything that happened next week with him, because he's had a lot going on as well. But yeah, I'm just glad we got it out on time. Like I said, we weren't sure if we were going to be able to do
No.
this either, so that's why we didn't put up a post early, guys. If you guys missed it, my apologies. But yeah, you can always go back and check out this episode. And again, check out the Hot Ones episode that Christine was on last week, which was really great as well. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, looking forward to getting back to the regular schedule to see us through the rest of the year. And then, as in the new year, as always, stay tuned. Maybe new changes coming, new plans for the channel. We'll see what happens, right? So, but I can't wait to hit 250 and hopefully do another in person with everybody. Those are always a lot of fun. So, yeah, you can always catch me over at Comic Shop Talk. I forgot to do these plugs at the start. That's why I'm kind of throwing them into conversation right now.
I'm not in the email or the text group, so I can't contribute to this part.
Yeah, no problem. But what else? What else about the con though? Fan Expo experiences. You want to tell them the story about the older lady that's been circulating? What were you gonna say? Sorry, you had something else you wanted to bring up?
Yeah, I was gonna bring up the fact that we actually got to go see a couple panels.
Oh yeah, bring up that first. We'll talk about that thing afterwards. What panels did we check out this year?
So a lot of the time, like we said earlier, we work. Help out at the show for a couple of days.
Yeah.
And generally we end up working Saturday, Sunday, which are usually they're always the busiest days.
Saturdays, in terms of panels, though, Saturdays always.
Well, that's the biggest headlining day, and the most people attend. So yeah, they always have the biggest things going on that day. So we never usually get to make it. But this year, for some reason, we weren't working. But we ended up working a little bit. But they didn't even have panels that we were really itching to see on the Saturday. So it ended up we saw the screencast, which was awesome.
On Thursday night, yeah.
That was amazing. I was
with the original screencast. We seen Nev Campbell, Matthew Lillard,
Jamie Kennedy,
Skeet Ulrich. Yeah, Skeet Ulrich. And of course, if you remember, Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich were the killers in the first film. Obviously, Nev Campbell is the final girl that's been in all of the films almost at this point. She was not in the most recent one. She was mentioned, but she was like, she's still alive, but they mentioned her kind of now with the whole Jenna Ortega kind of thing taken off. But and then you got Jamie Kennedy who died in the first movie, unfortunately, but he did appear in the second one too. Was it the second or the third? Remember when they showed a video where he left them a note essentially? Remember there was that whole thing where he explained like the rules more so, if there's a sequel, this is what happens. You know what I mean? Yeah. So Jamie Kennedy. Oh, there you go. Look at this guy, Dutch Catucci. All right, especially Scream. Love those movies. There you go.
Yeah, they're great.
Chattahoochee. But yeah, that was a lot. It was a lot of fun.
And because they have the strike going on, they can't talk about their work right now, anything upcoming or anything promotion related. So it was actually really cool because they have to find other topics to discuss. So it was a lot more personal questions or
because the strike.
They had like a fun little game that they brought people up, and it was super fun. And my love for Matthew Lillard has grown to new heights because he just seems like the most genuine, awesome human being alive.
He was really cool. I mean, I really liked Matthew Lillard, but yeah, he was pretty fun
to everybody. Like he's running up and down the aisles, just super genuine.
Those are the type of guys that are good at a con. Like they're like, you know what I mean?
They give a shit. They're not like, oh, you're here for me and I'm elite. Like, no, he actually appreciates people that's where he got to where he is today.
Yeah.
Super, super fucking fun. That was probably one of the best panels the best panel probably that I've ever seen.
Yeah, and it's been a while since we've seen anything we've been interested in terms of like the stars that come with their panels, right? But Matthew's like Keanu Reeves, nicest dude ever. Yeah. Well, I mean, we have no reason to think otherwise. No, it's we've never seen Keanu Reeves, but yeah, I bet that's really cool.
Like everything. He was just so awesome. And like he wasn't scared to talk about, things about his life or his family kind of thing. He obviously didn't go into details, but just little things here and there, just like he's dropping his kid off to university and shit like that. Like it was just, he makes it seem like he's, a real fucking person.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun.
That was really
yeah. I
cool.
mean, despite obviously, like there's, you always they took fan questions from the crowd. You always sometimes get some here and there. You get some
Duds.
stupid
Yeah.
questions or some duds, but then for the most part, they did a really good job, I think, of carrying it and still making it
Yeah.
fun for people. They played some games with the crowd and
Yeah.
stuff like that. They did like a Family Feud-esque type game
Yeah, it
with
was
on
pretty
horror
fun,
movie
yeah.
stuff. But towards the end, that was the best part, I think, was when Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich just ran into the crowds, running
yeah.
up to people asking
They were
questions.
making jokes, like they all seemed like such good friends. Like it was just a really good connection between everybody. It's not like, they're all just sitting in a
awkward,
chair,
like we haven't worked with each other in 20
Yeah.
years, which is the case, 30 years.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, no, it's about 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, right. I guess it's some sort of anniversary of it, right? Isn't that why like they were there, or if not?
No, I think it's just because of the uproar of
Oh,
Scream
okay.
in general. I don't know if there's an anniversary.
Yeah, these
right now.
newer movies have gotten people
Huge, yeah.
interested in the
And the
franchise
show,
again.
which I haven't actually watched.
I haven't watched the show. No,
Yeah.
I don't know if I have interest in that. But the new movies have been good though. But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
no. But yeah, it was good. Jamie Kennedy was really
Oh, he was
funny.
hilarious,
Yeah,
yeah.
Nev Campbell's a little bit more like kind of quiet and
Yeah,
like to
which
herself.
she
She's
even
cool,
mentioned, she's
but
like, these
yeah.
three, run the whole show, and I'm just here to enjoy.
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah.
But she was good. Even when she talked, she was really like sweet and nice.
Oh yeah, no,
But she just
no.
doesn't have the energy level that the other three do.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. Like they're
yeah,
shot out of a cannon.
Yeah,
and
they do a good job. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. And what else? We went to a artist sketch duel.
Yeah, we saw the sketch duel. That was really that was good.
That was good.
They did
yeah.
some weird art.
Yeah.
It was superheroes doing
housework. Sketch duels are ones where comic book artists they take suggestions from the crowd while having a conversation for like 45 minutes, and they draw while they're up on the stage. And at the end, they reveal all like what they all drew based on suggestions from the audience, and then they give out the sketches to a lucky member of the. They do a raffle. They give out the sketches. So sometimes you get a good conversation from folks about the comic book industry, what they're up to, and this and that, and then sometimes you win some free art. I've actually won a piece of art years ago, which was really cool. So yeah, those are always fun to see, especially if it's like seeing the finished pieces, having not being able to watch them like as they're doing it, and then like them showing it at the end is always a fun surprise. Yeah.
Just a weird little tidbit of our winnings. My favorite was that we had the option of getting a Neil Adams piece, and we said no.
Yeah, for anybody that doesn't know about that, Neil Adams is actually he died now a couple years back, but he
doesn't make him less of a day.
He bombarded this fucking panel one time, essentially, and
he is a legend in the industry, but I don't think he needs to be where he was. Like, he was not the end all be all.
He came off like an asshole. So like, so like
80-foot booth.
But speaking of this, that's the other thing that we went to. Yeah, we did.
She is fabulous.
Yeah. So we originally were supposed to work all of Sunday, but we actually got called to the booth to cover for a few hours on Saturday, which was supposed to be one of our days on the floor, which was unfortunate, but shit happens. So we made it work. And because of that, we actually were able to attend the Christina Ricci panel, which was scheduled for Sunday. And of course, Christine's a big Christina Ricci fan, as am I. She's in lots of things I love. Yeah. But yeah, why don't you tell us about what happened with that one? Yeah.
So yeah, again, she was really, really strict on what questions she would answer, and nothing about her work or anything like that. And hers, she wouldn't talk about anything like past or present. Whereas I think others kind of would talk a little bit about their past works.
Yeah, she was pretty strict about it.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah.
Like but she was telling us about like ghost stories, like her true history, or her true stories that she's come into contact with ghosts. She's talked about, her travels, her
again, taking questions from the audience.
Yeah, her whole thing was taking questions.
Q&A.
It was her alone with a moderator, so like it's not like she had other people to play off of.
No.
But yeah, she was so sweet. She was so down to earth. She just kind of made it really real, where she, she's a mom. She does what she does. But yeah, and of course, men have to be men.
Hey,
just saying.
I take offense to that.
Take offense. It was your gender. We watched it.
Yeah.
every man that went up to ask a question had to have their cell phone being like,
recording themselves
gotcha.
asking the question while
Yeah.
looking
And
at
they're like,
Christina
really, like, can
Ricci.
you
Yeah.
just like put the phone down? We're having a conversation. But no. Anyways, a lot of them had good questions. We had really good conversation up until the last quarter when the old men came up. And this one guy just comes up, and first off, he puts the phone here in front of the mic so he can't hear. And
Yeah, the moderator's like, sir, maybe you should remove your phone so we
Yeah.
can actually see you.
yeah, first off, we can't see your face.
He's
Two,
like-
we
he's
can't hear you.
He's like, hey, Wednesday. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
And she's like, yeah, my name's
she's like,
Christina.
hey, Wednesday.
Yeah. Oh my god, it was the fucking weirdest shit. And then he's like, so
You get some big, scary, like, creeps at
my
these
question
things.
is, have you ever done any practical pranks? And then goes into an entire
Scenario.
so specific
Thought out scenario, yeah.
about like going to the wax museum, taking over, your wax spot, and like scaring people, touching them on their shoulder to give them a fright. And he's acting all of this out while in line there.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, I've never thought of doing this. And she's like, maybe I will if I'm there and I'm stoned.
Yeah.
Like, and then literally
She handled it pretty good, I felt.
but then the
yeah.
fucking man goes, well, I have to always check when I go to make sure people aren't alive there. I'm like, so are you telling me you're going up to these friggin' wax statues and groping? Because I'm certain you're not touching their shoulder. Like, I'm for sure certain you ain't just groping.
And I'm sure that's
and
what he's
hoping.
doing. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, hoping that they're going to go, woo! Like,
Yeah.
and then you had the other guy who fucking
Oh.
came up. He was even creepier.
Yeah.
And he looks like a wannabe.
That one
like,
creeped me
biker,
out. Yeah.
Like the do-rag.
The other one, I was like,
fucking-
okay, this guy's a shy
he's like
nerd.
a washed up
But
friggin'
Not this dude. I meant the other dude.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, this guy's kind of a shy, nerdish guy. Okay, maybe
an older man.
that's
yeah.
why he sounds so awkward. Okay, I
I
get
don't
that.
know.
But this one, but this other one, this is creepy. This
Oh,
other guy.
They're
Yeah.
so bad.
Go on.
And yeah, so he's like, and again, because of the strike, what is the first thing he friggin' asks? Can you tell us about Juliette Lewis on the show with you on Yellow Jackets? She's like, no, like I can't.
Yeah.
I can tell you she's an awesome person,
Yeah.
but I can't say anything about the show.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh, I like you both. You're both dark.
Yeah.
You play dark characters. You're dark. I like it. And this guy's holding his phone against his crotch. Like the grossest human. And he just got, oh, you in like all of these dark movies, and I just like the darkness. And I
Yeah.
was just like, ugh.
Yeah. He was kind of getting off to
Oh.
like the question. That
Yeah,
seemed
like you
yeah.
know he has this in his spank bank now because it
Absolutely.
was recorded.
Absolutely.
Ugh.
Yeah. So that was weird.
Yeah,
That
but
was-
then everything else,
That was, I think
fantastic.
that was the last question almost of the panel, right? There's a kid at the end.
No,
right after
that
him.
was when after that guy, then they said,
Yeah. Well, listen, I mean, let's be honest. Some people that attend the cons, yes, absolutely need showers. I mean, not everybody though, and I'll speak for myself.
not everyone. A lot of them.
A lot of them, yes. Yeah, that is
Which
an
they actually made reference to in the screen panel.
yeah, they said just at every panel they're like, okay, just don't be weird with your questions.
Yeah,
and
just don't get weird.
yeah, there is jokes
people
made
make it
about
weird.
Comic Con about people not showering because you smell a lot of things while walking through those aisles. I'll tell you that right now. You don't want to get stuck
A lot of
next to.
costumes don't get washed.
Yeah, you see them
for
like
4
multiple days. Yeah, so there you have it. So
Yeah.
I mean, it is a apt criticism. I think.
Of course. But it's any crowd. It's not
Yeah.
specifically Comic Con. It just
but I just think sweaty nerds is something that
they live in their
yeah.
basement and they don't come
But
out.
the
to sunshine
stereotype,
for a
the
while.
stereotype is there. It
Yeah.
does exist.
It would do the
amongst-
same in
amongst
gamer
some
worlds.
people.
Yeah,
Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
So,
yeah. But yeah,
it's
no,
the
that-
nerdum.
But the otherwise, yeah, that panel was a lot of fun. But
Oh
you
my
also,
God, it
you
was
always get
great.
like a couple weirdos or
Always.
creeps in the
Yeah.
in the mix, right? But she also was really cool.
Handled it really awesome.
What was it? What is it called? The parasocial.
Yeah.
Some
So this girl goes up and she's like, I think almost everybody here can agree that we all have like a Parasocial relationship with you, and she's like, I'm stupid, what the fuck does this mean? And yeah, so it's basically like, you're watching this person, you relate to them, or you have some type of a connection with them on screen, and you feel like you're a friend, or you could be a really good friend. I'm like, me.
In real
Like,
life,
yeah,
if you knew
yeah.
them, yeah.
Like, yeah, we'd be
Or
total great
stalkers.
friends. Yeah, I know. There's a fine line
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
It's us and
Yeah.
then that other guy.
You turn into the king of comedy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's my turn to let the cat in.
Yes, it
Go
is.
ahead. You can keep talking.
But yeah, so it was just fun, because even still, she's like, yeah, no, like, you guys are all like my friends. I'm like, I have a friend.
Yeah, no, she was really cool. Yeah, it was nice to see a couple of actual like Hollywood
Down-to-earth
star
people.
panels this time, and and honestly, like people I like a lot, and like from things I enjoy. Like 'cause
Yeah, like
sometimes like there's
actual-
ones that are coming or I have no interest in what they're doing or what they're working on or in that person for that matter.
Yeah.
So
Most of them.
we got
usually.
really lucky, I think, when we attended these ones. We got great seats at both of them.
Yep.
The Christina Ricci thing, we got really lucky
Oh
because
yeah,
we actually
were like six rows away from her, or something like that.
because we ended up being not having to work at the booth for a few hours because we had covered on Saturday.
They changed her time.
That's what I mean. So
Yeah.
we kind of got really lucky. We were able to finish off everything we kind of wanted to do at Sunday in the morning, and then just kind of work the rest of the con till the end. But originally the panel was supposed to be in the afternoon.
Yeah, like 3 or 4.
Yeah, and they just put out a post like the night of on Saturday saying that they're moving it up to the morning. So then if you've seen how many people actually were in attendance, I'm pretty certain a lot of people did not get that notice. Yeah. Yeah, like it was still a lot of people, but like I think she would have filled up more if they actually had it moved the time and people were expecting to be like, you know what I mean? So thankfully you saw that on your phone that night. I wouldn't have seen that, right? So yeah, really cool. So yeah, the panels were fun. Shopping was whatever this time. Like, the con's not great for picking certain things up anyways. So there's a lot of overpriced shit and a lot of stuff that I mean, there's definitely a lot of variety, but there's only so much that I feel like we're looking for these days. And then like on top of that, it's just like, sometimes at some point it just get to a point in the weekend after going through all the aisles and how busy it is, you're kind of just like over it at a certain
tapped out
point.
on humanity, that's for sure.
Yeah, but you're just kind of like, at this point I'm just gonna be buying shit just to buy shit, like if I really want to go on my way. But like stuff you're really seeking out, like I said,
I finished up a comic book series that I've been reading, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, like I said, I got an exclusive Funko Pop that Dragon Ball one because I collect those. I was happy to get. Like I said, I picked up the shirt.
Some art pieces.
Some art pieces. Yeah, so that's the extent of what I picked up at the con. So it was good. Actually, Jay, if you're still with us, hold on, I got something to show you. Actually,
you were supposed to get a gift tonight.
You were supposed to get a gift tonight, so you ruined the surprise. I'm not gonna hold out much longer on this one, so I'm gonna show it on the screen here for you, so you know what I did for you here. As always, not as always. Actually, I try not to do this. Like it's like when going on a trip. No, I can do it. Okay, I'll tell the story. It's like going on a trip though. When you do things like this, like sometimes you don't want to agree to be picking up things for everybody, you know what I mean? Like, but sometimes when you come across something and you think of somebody, and you get the opportunity to pick something up, it's nicer that way, right? So like, but I did have a friend that I kind of searched for some issues that he's looking for, like comic issues. So it was nice. I was able to kind of pick up a couple things for some other people at the show this time around too. Spend some of my time doing that. But yeah, I talked it up entirely too much. It's not a huge deal, but I got a little something for you too, Jay. I picked up for our Watching the Throne episodes, guys, which air every week at 8 p.m. on Thursdays at 8 p.m. I got you a little notebook, Jay. And of course, there's these Game of Thrones notebooks. For anyone out there who doesn't know, when we do Watching the Throne, Jay has to take a lot of notes while watching the episode in order to have conversation about the overview of each episode, right? So he goes through actual notebooks. This guy actually does, his homework, has to write copious amounts of notes all the time. Like, so he ends up going through a lot of these notebooks. So I saw these Game of Thrones ones which are specific to houses. And of course I had to pick you up the House Targaryen notebook there, Jay, because I know you're a fan of the Targaryens the most with the whole dragon aspect to it. So there you go, man. Got you a little notebook for when I see you next. Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, nothing crazy, nothing crazy,
Little
but
something.
little something. Yeah, because
Thinking of you.
I saw them and I was just like, oh, perfect. Now he can actually write his watching the throne Game of Thrones notes in this notebook for when we do the show, because I know you go through them like crazy, right? So there you have it. That's a real homie right there. There you go. There you go. Dutch got it right. But yeah, no, it was a really fun time. It's
good.
tiring, but yeah, definitely
Yeah.
took a beating this time. But yeah, it's always a great time by the end of the weekend.
Because usually we call it quits at least like a night or two just to tap out and do something
Yeah,
before the show ends. But we were there every day,
yeah,
start to finish.
yeah. Because I think in
Before
years,
start technically.
yeah, we've definitely spent more time out of the con and kind of taking our time, kind of just to go do stuff and then go back and like you said, after con activity type stuff.
Yeah,
But
we
yeah,
should go out for drinks or dinner.
we still
and
did
stuff
dinners
like
this
that.
year.
Yeah,
We still managed to do dinners this year,
yeah.
but
There's nothing too crazy afterwards. No crazy adventures.
No, no crazy adventures to speak of. But yeah, speaking about that, I'm just gonna pepper throughout all the pepper through the show, all the the promotion I should have done at the start of the episode because I failed to do all the promos. But basically, this Thursday, actually, it's just me and JT doing episode 9 of season 4 of Game of Thrones. But then if you missed last week's episode, we had on our buddy Kyle as a guest, who was actually his first time on the show. Big Game of Thrones fan, super fan. So he came on for episode 8. That's the episode. Spoilers for everybody who doesn't know this out here already about the show. It's with Oberyn. What's his name from Oberyn Martell, the guy who the actor Pedro Pascal played him.
Yes.
Yeah, he unfortunately meets his untimely end in the last episode.
demise.
If you remember that one with the mountain. Yeah,
Yes,
so
I
the
do.
mountain and the viper was the last episode that we did last week that Kyle was on for. So definitely check that out. That was his episode that he had picked to come on and talk to us about one of his favorite episodes. And then this week is just me and JT because it's kind of a standalone episode with Jon Snow with their Attack of the Wildlings.
Oh yeah.
And then next week, Kyle's back on again for the season finale discussion of season 4 for that episode. And then we have Christina coming back on again after that for a couple of episodes. So yeah, definitely check that out, guys. We've banked some episodes of that, but that's been a lot of fun. And those will continue to come out on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Watching the Throne here at the Late Night Chat Network. So yeah, definitely check those shows out. It's been fun revisiting the show for me, even because I've, as you know, we've never really rewatched the show.
Yeah.
After watching it the first time around. Yeah, so it's been good. And JT, of course, is his first time.
I still can't believe that.
Yeah, first time checking it out. Well, House of the Dragon has been really good too. I mean, I could understand somebody watching that and wanting to watch Game of Thrones. Like, I don't know. I'm curious as to see, like, because I don't know anyone personally that did that other than JT, but I'm interested to hear, like, I'd be interested to see how many people that actually worked on that actually seen that show.
How many people just never watched Game of Thrones before?
Oh, period. But that's what I mean. But the percentage I'm sure is actually even less of having watched House of the Dragon and then going back and watch Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah.
But I am sure there is some people that were like,
not alone, I'm sure.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's some people that were like, hey, I guess I missed out on this whole Game of Thrones thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes when it's like a moving train is already, you don't want to.
Yeah, it's overwhelming.
It's overwhelming to jump in, where you look at it, you're like, oh, fucking 8 seasons. Yeah, fuck that, right? So yeah, no, I understand.
I get it too.
But why don't you leave us off with another con story that we have here? Probably one of the funnier moments that we experienced during the show was something that happened on our exit on day 2, Friday, which we worked. We worked at the booth for the full day on Friday, so it's a long day from 9 till 7. We're leaving at 7 p.m. Of course, at the end of the show at 7 p.m. When you tarp up the area, you close down the booth, you're walking out, there's like thousands of people walking out at the same time. No, not thousands, hundreds. If
probably. Anybody's never been to the Toronto Convention Center, you're like 3 stories below
in the basement. Yeah. Like a huge, like it's
everything is underground.
Yeah.
So like you have to go down 3 sets of escalators to get into the convention.
Yeah.
So like you're deep underground.
Yeah, you're deep underground.
And so the only way to get out is there's two sets of three escalators. So one's over here going up, and then they have another set over here going down. And so thousands of people are swarming to leave. Majority of everyone is calm, waiting their turn, getting on an escalator to leave, because we all know we're in the same boat.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take that long.
Yeah.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
But of course, humans got a human, and people start
Humans got a
running
human, yeah.
up the down escalators because they just have too much on their plate. They got somewhere to be. So all of these people are running up. Well, this little old lady decides to follow suit. And of course, she's not conspicuous. She's got a bright pink sweater on to boot. And who's yelling?
I don't know. Party.
Yeah, it is Monday.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this older woman starts to run up, and she gets about halfway, and she's trying her mightiest, and she just kind of stands still. She's still in the middle. She's not making any headway. She's not losing any headway. She's just here.
Yeah.
But then she drops something. So then you just see her go. Rrr. She catches back up again. But then somebody comes down the escalator and gets in her way. The look that this woman gave this person, like, how fucking dare you get in my way?
Yeah.
Going the proper direction on this escalator.
Right.
You are the worst.
Yeah.
So she continues.
She's not making any progress.
No, she's still in the middle of the
middle
way.
of the
And
escalator.
literally, the entire crowd. You have thousands of people watching this one woman now, because all the rest of the people have stopped trying to run up.
Yeah.
Because everyone's just amused at this point. So there's cheering, there's oohing, there's awing. Like, as soon as she starts to come down a little bit, you have everyone going, ah. So it's like a whole crowd fanatic thing.
Yeah, everyone just started clapping for her.
Oh my god, yeah, they were cheering her on, like, you can do it. But then a couple minutes go by, we've moved out where she's not in our viewpoint anymore.
Yeah.
But then you just see a pink sweater slowly take the escalator down.
Yeah.
In full defeat.
So defeated.
She had to come lump into
the big crowd. Yeah. She tried though. She tried.
Oh,
she tried.
Now, because
I love the enthusiasm.
Human's human, and now we have to record everything. So people recorded it, and now she's all over the internet on all the Toronto like Instagrams.
Yeah.
Just
yeah, a woman at Expo tries to climb escalator. Yeah, poor lady.
It was really funny. That gave me a laugh when I saw it this morning.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know anything else. I don't think there's much else to speak of. I mean, we had a good time.
That was pretty much weekend.
Yeah.
Sorry, I caught the look. It looks like we have a ridiculously full moon out there.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, I see a reflection.
Oh, okay, cool. Maybe that explains all the yelling.
Yeah, people are crazy.
But yeah, no, good show.
Yeah.
Look forward to the next one as always.
It wasn't really eventful.
No, like I said, it was kind of weird because we broke up the weekend with work almost every day, I would say, other than Thursday. So, which is new for us too, because normally the way it works out, we have it quite separated. First time listening, and I definitely subscribe. Oh, nice to hear. Thanks for tuning in. Looking forward to more chats when I can make it, since I have college class. Hey, no problem. We do it every week live at usually 8 or 9 p.m. Normally, mostly 9, I would say, Mondays. And you can follow us on Instagram as well at Late Night Chat Network. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, no, that's every week we do a live show. We changed up the schedule for the summer. We had some pre-recorded episodes throughout the summer just to give us some time.
Enjoy.
Yeah, and maybe Christine will join us again. Christine's normally not on the show, but but we do have a handful of other hosts, and normally our mainstay host JT is not here today. Unfortunately, he's on every episode with a rotating cast of different hosts throughout every month.
Yeah, there's always something fun.
But there's
something
a lot of
everyone.
us. Yeah, something for everybody. Yeah, definitely check it out. Thanks for tuning in. I don't know anything else about the con though. Anything that comes to mind? I don't know. It was fun. We had a good time as always, and
just some. I always get the odd interactions with people. Nothing that I can think of, but I know there was a few this weekend.
Yeah.
Mostly earlier in the weekend.
Yeah, it was nice to interact with at the booth and help people as well. Like as always, I thought that was a lot
Have
of
actual
fun.
conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, it is nice to be amongst people that share the same interests when you go to a Comic Con. Like, and like you said, there's something for everybody there. Nice to catch up with old friends. I know you ran into
Oh, yeah.
somebody that you
Haven't
met
seen
years
in a few
ago,
years,
right?
At a
Yeah,
convention, and we've kind of made friends periodically throughout
yeah,
the years. Her
yeah,
name is Gracie Klutz.
yeah.
Gracie Klutz.
With the K, yeah, yeah,
KLUTZ.
yeah,
She's made a whole industry off of, she makes headbands, pouches, all little fun, nerdy things.
yeah.
She's wonderful.
She's awesome.
She's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
the loveliest person.
yeah,
So if you're ever at a convention, check her out.
yeah. Yeah, she does.
Usually is
Yeah,
the
she does a lot
local
of them.
stuff,
Yeah. I thought that at this point, because she's busy with another
Well, she
job
has
as
her
well.
online store too, so
I
she's
thought,
always there.
yeah, I thought that this was kind of like just a side gig, but she
Yeah.
spends a lot more time doing this, as she assured
Oh.
us, like that. I thought even still.
Yeah.
So like that's really good that she's grown
She's
her
grown it,
brand.
yeah.
In that sense. Yeah.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, so it was good. I gotta say though, I felt like it's weird. I felt somewhat rushed instead of more late. Like I thought we've gotten a lot better about our approach, like in being more laid back about things when we go to
Yeah.
the con. But this year, like you said, it kind of crept up. And I don't even
This
think I
summer
don't
flew.
I don't even think I had great interactions with the artists and Artist Alley as a result. I felt very rushed when I was with them. Like I was trying to get these things out of the way and get
Yeah.
it done instead of like, because like even last year, like there wasn't much on my agenda where I felt like okay, but I also what ended up happening with us having to work the extra hours, I think threw us for a loop
Yeah,
because then it kind
we
of
didn't
felt
get
like
to do-
very
yeah.
rushed, like throughout the whole.
We
Okay,
just
now
had to get
we
shit
got to make
done.
every kind of time count. Like we
Yeah.
have to rearrange everything. I don't want to say like blame that directly, but like
No,
it definitely
just
didn't.
did happen.
Yeah, it didn't help.
It just changed our mindset a little bit.
Yeah, I
more.
just think by going in, I just felt like you said, like I felt like it was a con. Like I know you said it took you a while to get used to it and feel like
I didn't
more.
feel like it normal until Saturday.
Yeah, I just didn't feel like I spent very great FaceTime, like in conversation wise
Yeah.
with the artists, like I normally do. Like even the people like I picked up stuff from, I was
Yeah.
just like, oh yeah, thanks, and then I kind of was on my way. I don't
you were
know.
picking stuff up in the middle of like working and stuff like that, so it's hard to have a conversation. And then I feel like other
Yeah.
people around were very like in your face kind of thing. So
Yeah, so I don't know. It
Yeah.
was a weird year, I think, in terms of that. Like it didn't something was off, I felt like at
Yeah.
times, right? So and you're gonna get that every now and then too,
not
right?
everything can be a stellar conversation.
No,
Sure.
no.
Not like this one.
Oh yeah. No, but even with me, like I think
No, I
like or
know.
just the like what was in the air, like you know what I mean? Like
the
it
full fucking moon.
yeah. So yeah, but no, it was a good time. So there goes another fan expo in the books for us. And
Yep.
yeah, but otherwise it was a busy weekend even leading up to Fan Expo
Oh my
for
God,
us. I
we've been
know
busy
we've
for the
been
last few
busy,
weeks.
but all good things though. We went to
Yeah,
see
it's all been nice.
Jay's game,
Yeah.
and that was fun. And
Yeah.
we went to the X, which is obviously only on for 3 weeks, so you got to kind of get that in
Get that
towards the
in.
end of the summer.
So of course we went on the coldest day, which was the first day,
Yeah,
but it worked. It was still fun.
yeah.
Didn't try out any of the gross foods.
No, I
They
didn't
were
try
really
anything.
gross this year.
Yeah, what were some of the selections this
You
year?
had like fucking pickle cotton candy, not like pickle pizza, which I would have enjoyed. Frog legs.
Yeah.
There was extra
5
long
pound
fries,
taco or something.
4-pound taco, which no, I'll eat 4 pounds of tacos.
Veal
I will
cannoli.
not eat a 4-pound taco.
Yeah, veal cannoli.
A veal cannoli. They had
Oh,
pickle dog.
Oh,
pickle
yeah,
corn dog.
pickle
thing.
peanut butter corn dog. It was a
Ugh.
corn dog covering a pickle with peanut butter drizzled on it.
Disgusting.
That might be good. I don't know.
Disgusting.
The peanut butter would be the
Pickle
killer for some
and
people.
peanut butter. Go inside. We have pickles and peanut butter and take a chunk out of that because gross.
The thing that I find that sucks about this too is a lot of the time the people that are offering these things are not like reputable, like food
They don't
places. Like, you know
know.
what I mean? So like the food looks like shit.
Yeah. I'm like, who
Like because they're like
wants
random
this?
ass vendors, which of course is at a con, but like then I think on top of that, like I find that they're not like. Well, I will say the veal cannoli was by San Fran, so
Yeah,
maybe,
that was okay.
Maybe that would be all right. I looked at it; it looked
the
okay.
Deep fried pizza from Pizza 1.
Pizza
the worst-
is gross.
The
yeah.
worst pizza.
Yeah.
2, deep frying it. Ugh,
Yeah.
yuck indeed.
Yeah, so there is that. But there's always some weird ones. I mean, I think one of the ones, the nice surprises was years ago, the pickle pizza that was there.
That was great.
That was great. I think I would have, I don't know. I was down to try the corn dog. I told you that, but I just didn't.
I'm glad we didn't walk back that way for you to get it. We walked in a different direction.
I think I would, because I'm like, individually, I like all those things. I guess together, maybe.
Individually, I like a lot of things. Together, it would be gross.
But that's the question. Would it meld well together?
No.
You know, there's the Obi Trice song, if anybody knows. I think it was the one that you did with Eminem that was called what the fuck is the one called? Maybe Jay knows if he's still there. Yeah.
TT, you're
yeah,
here.
yeah. It's the one that he's one of the songs that he does
Take
with
a lifeline.
Lady. It's called Lady.
Okay.
And it's off of his, I think, first album, Obi Trice. It's the song, one of the songs they did together. And he has a line in it where he's like, he basically says, I think it's him saying that someone would eat pickles and peanut butter because like he basically said that would make you sick essentially.
No
6
shit.
months later, Obi here rubbing your tummy or something. Like he had a line about it because I think he was talking about like a pregnant lady, kind of like how she eats or something like that.
He's crazy craving.
Yeah, exactly. So he's referring to something like, I don't know why the line was like that, but he refers to somebody eating pickles with peanut butter. Yeah. And maybe it's the combination, obviously, that would be gross, and that was the automatic thing he used it for, or maybe it actually goes well together. I don't know. It's just interesting. But yeah, I know that went right. That was way off topic. Yeah. It just reminded me of it. Well, sure. Yeah, it's a good song. I like that song. But yeah.
No, absolutely not. That's not something I want to try. And also, I don't want to spend $18 on it.
No, yeah. That's yeah. Anything you bought there, it's gonna be like $16 to $18 that you're buying it for.
I like the ones that are like, ooh, the longest French fry. I'm like,
yeah, it's literally just long French fries.
Yeah,
French fries.
Long French fry.
Like this long.
Yeah. They probably just melded French fries together.
Some of those things could be fun at the CNE, but most of them are deterrents.
Just gimmicks.
Yeah. Most of them are deterrents. I mean, there was. I think, but although like every year I feel like there's at least one thing I'm kind of like, oh, I should try that.
Yeah, this year, no.
Yeah, this year wasn't really. Well, again, veal cannoli I would have been down with, but then at the end of the day, like, what is it really? It's like just
veal and a crispy.
I ended up just getting a sandwich from San Francisco instead of that. Right?
Yeah, which you were more satisfied.
I was more satisfied with that. Yeah, the veal cannoli would just. But apparently that is a thing. That is a thing, actually. Like even before this, it's not like a CNE thing.
Yeah.
It's not new to. Maybe it's new to San Fran's or the CNE, but it's a thing that exists. Like I looked it up. Like it exists. Like, yeah. Well, of course. I mean, so I had to. I was like, oh, it's veal cannoli. It sounds pretty good.
Where can I get this outside?
They're not the first ones to do it. Though,
yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. So.
Yeah. No. Other than that, it's real expensive. I know that.
Yeah. Maybe because we actually missed out on the last series amongst everything on Kraken Facts for the chat, but for anybody that checks those episodes out with Christine where we open up Pokemon cards, I do know in a couple of weeks from now 151 comes out, which we've not actually pre-ordered any of as of yet, so don't hold us to this, but I know that's a series that you were highly anticipating. Yeah, so would I, just because that's my Pokemon is the 151, right? Yeah, so
not about you.
I would like to see them. Yeah. So maybe stay tuned, guys. Maybe we'll open up some of that on the channel at some point if we can get our hands on it, right? Or afford it.
Well, that's the bigger thing. Everything's so damn expensive.
Because that is one of those special series that comes out, right? The premium series. Yeah. So that'll be the Pokemon 151, which I guess they're the whole set is just the original 151 Pokemon that they started out with, right? Yeah. So that's like the classic kind of series of Pokemon, like in the sense that since then we've gotten 1,000 more, and I don't think any of them has made. I wouldn't say any of them. There's been a bunch that have made, I guess, a big impact on fans.
500.
Yeah, that big impact though. I'm talking about ones that have made big impacts as much as like the original 151. Like there is some that have made big impacts, but not as much as.
Nothing
original.
Will be the original,
right?
Because that's why they're original,
right?
But you can't say that they don't make a big impact. A lot of people know.
There was a lot of the con here this weekend too. Speaking of that, we've seen some interesting cosplay at the con. I guess we didn't talk about any of the cosplay that we saw. There was at least we did
a ton.
there wasn't a ton that
saw.
we seen
Yeah.
but it looked like there was a bunch. Like I'm seeing
Yeah.
them post a bunch of things too, right? There was a bunch of people dressed up like Pokemon that we seen
Yeah,
walking
the
about.
Evolutions.
Of course,
Vulpix I
you
saw.
always get Star Wars ones.
But the best Star Wars one was, I don't know what the.
Did you not see the video we put out? We did put out a video for
Yeah, I
that one.
opened it
Yeah,
on here.
on late night collectors community. There was a video of that set. If you didn't check it out, yeah,
It was probably the last Pokemon opening.
probably.
I don't think I've opened
yeah.
anything
We gave you a
since.
shout out on that one when we opened it.
Yeah,
but
Rob.
we didn't do that great on that one though. Admittingly, I think on that box.
No, a couple hits.
Yeah, a couple of hits. Yeah.
Furries were everywhere.
Yeah, there is definitely an uprising in the furry community.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, it is. And for anybody who doesn't know what a furry is, it's somebody that dresses up like an animal for that also
Sexual pleasures.
Well, listen, you can dress up with it and not actually exhibit
Yeah,
that kind of stuff
course.
as well, but it is connected to it is a thing. Yeah, because there is people, but that's the thing that's weird about it. There's people that want to take photos with these people, but then also the purpose sometimes of these people walking around like that is to find other people that are interested in that actually are into it sexually. Yeah. So that's a whole other aspect of cosplay which we've never really seen all that much of, I think, in previous years, but now this year, I think
getting bigger.
It's getting bigger. Yeah. It is. There is a growing community, I would say, of course, with all the perverts out there.
Talking about like the weird ears and tail thing. The guy I have not seen that we used to see every year.
I know.
Where did he go?
Probably in one of those costumes that we saw on the floor, maybe, right?
No, because he liked his likeness drawn.
With the ears, yeah. Maybe he got everything he needed in terms of his pictures, yeah.
So this man used to go around and ask for commissions.
Yeah, that's right.
Channel, yeah. We don't talk about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was this guy that we used to see at every con every year, and even at the smaller ones too. Like there's usually one in March and one in December. He would show up to all of these. He would wear like fox ears and a fox tail, and he would go up to people and ask them to draw his likeness in some type of a scenario. Like he brought a picture of a car and was like, draw me leaned against this car or something.
Then there was another time where he was like, make me look like a cowboy.
Yeah.
He was like, so he put like a toothpick in his mouth.
It was like the wheat. It was like a wheat thing or something like he had in between his teeth.
And for anybody out there that knows about artists, they hate doing likenesses, like most of them, except like, if there's somebody that's like does caricatures and stuff, like goofy versions.
Not a lot of people want to do this on a weekend show,
right?
Because it's not something that they could bang.
They could take their time with, yeah. So like, because they gotta actually, like, most people ask for established superhero characters for their commissions that they're known, that they can look up reference for to look at the character. But in this case, it's like somebody's just standing in front of you, like in front of artists, being like, yeah, here, take my picture, I want you to put me in this scenario and I want it to look like me and everything else, right? And he just added, so there's all these weird details. So this guy that we used to see all the times at the show asking for these weird commissions, sometimes we'd be at the table with the artist, like maybe picking something up or arranging something. Yeah. And he would walk off, and like half the time the artist would turn to us and be like, yeah, fuck, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, but, it's paid work though, right? Like, I mean, but like,
some say no though.
They do, but there's other times where the guys were just like, and then he would turn to us and be like, yeah, they would just be honest with us and be like, yeah, no, I'm not looking forward to this one. Yeah. and like you said, he would always have the furry kind of ears,
the ears and stuff. Yeah, and he would have the tail.
I saw some other people. Well, I won't just throw out here on the air that I think had some ears going on this weekend too.
Not everyone in ears is a furry. I know this, but yes,
it is a signifier. It is a signifier of that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I like when they have the paws too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Hey, listen, I mean, whatever
floats your boat.
Whatever you're into, right? I mean, but the problem is when you're parading around like that at the con, and maybe those are your intentions, that it's kind of like putting it in your face a little bit more, where you're like, that's weird. Yeah. they find You know, if you ever look at a costume person like as an animal at a con and they have some sort of a hole where it shouldn't be, then I think you'll
It's
know
not just for
it's not
urinating.
just for it's not for urinating. Yeah, no, it's an interesting subculture. Let's call it that.
Yeah, there are shows for it specifically
There
that,
is,
but
there is, yeah, there is. There actually, buddy Wolfie on Howard Stern, who used to go out for all
Yeah.
those interviews and
Yeah.
stuff like that. On the Howard Stern show, he used to send a guy to all these weird cons all across the country, and he would find like the weirdest, most obscure fucking
when
cons.
the
Bronies
the
one,
bronies
yeah.
started. Ooh,
Yeah, there was actually a subculture of like,
My Little Pony
My Little Pony people like that were fans of the cartoon and the toys and shit like that.
fans.
Yeah, that were actually into like they called them cloppers. And the name cloppers, which if the ponies or
Yeah.
horses that clop, yeah. So basically, the people that were called cloppers that were into My Little Pony sexually. So
Yes.
it was weird. So there was like a crossover of furry.
Yeah,
And,
bronies were like the ones that just
yeah.
had a thing, and then cloppers were the ones that dressed
Yeah,
up.
and
did
the
some
main
weird
reason
shit.
I know all this is because the Howard Stern
Yes.
show. I don't profess to know. I never knew what it was before I heard that, but that was a funny
No.
one. Yeah, and that,
I
but that,
just-
but then I also learned a little bit about furry community from that too. He also went to
Yeah.
a furry
Oh, yeah.
con. There was
Yeah.
like a furry con of some sort. But yeah, the best was like when he'd go to like. It's funny because like Wolfie is actually a nerd. Like he actually likes
Yeah,
geeky shit
into
too.
them, yeah.
But he would still go to those cons and like have fun with people,
course.
like and like fuck around with them.
Yeah.
And there is that whole thing. Oh, I'm Darth Nihilus. Remember, he
Yes.
he went to like a he went to a Comic Con one time, and he's like, "Hey, who are you supposed to be?" And he's like, "Darth Nihilus." He's like, "Who the fuck is that?" And he's like, "Oh, it's a character from Star Wars." And the guy's voice was like weird like that. And he's like, I don't know, they got into an argument though. He almost like threatened to like beat him up or something, the guy.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't know, he got really like snippy at him, but because he was making fun of him because like, what kind of who the fuck is Darth Nihilus? Like, he was making fun of him. He's like, why can't you be like a popular Star Wars character? This is obscure. Because people that are like big fans, they're like deep, yeah, they're like, oh, look at this deep cut character I'm gonna
look
be.
at the person that today, the other day, was it Saturday? Dressed up as the character from Mandalorian.
That was awesome, though.
It was
awesome. Yeah, that was an awesome. Well, you're right. That is like a like
super
random one episode of a Star Wars show character. Yeah. But again, if you know what that character is,
she looked impeccable.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I don't know what gender the person was.
It's like some sort of salamander, like some sort of lizard alien creature from a Star Wars episode, like a Mandalorian episode. She was like a mother. And she had like eggs that she was trying to find, and the baby Yoda character kept trying to eat. Like she ate some of her eggs, her babies. Like
I don't know if it'll show.
Yeah, I don't know if on the screen it won't. No, I won't do it justice. Oh yeah, there you go. That's pretty good. Yeah,
kind of. It's hard to see, but
it is hard to see. But if you had watched the show, like it looked exactly like that. Like she did a great job.
Oh my god, it was impeccable.
Yeah. So yeah, that was pretty fun. Then there was a guy from Dracula. He had a huge ass fight, like not functional for a con. It was like the worst costume.
He was there at like 9:30,
but
no one was there.
He was from Bram Stoker's Dracula,
the
one from like the 90s, right, with the Keanu Reeves and stuff like that. Yeah, which is the one with had the bun head.
Yeah,
like who's it played by? Like that's what's his name? Fucking the guy who's like a chameleon that you can never tell. Gary Oldman. Yeah. So if you guys ever watched that one, Bram Stoker's Dracula from the 90s, he's in that. He
it was crazy.
Yeah, but he had like the long ass fucking cape, like it was like dragging across the floor,
20 meters long.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy.
Like you couldn't walk around in that. I don't know where the dude went from there. Like he was just in the lobby, and that's the only time we saw him.
Yeah.
Later that day, we were in there and didn't see him.
Yeah, we seen a Max Rebo.
Yeah,
that was pretty awesome. That was pretty fun. Yeah. People on the balcony?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they just shut their door.
Okay. Too loud, probably.
Who cares?
It's okay.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
What else did we see? Any other costumes to speak of?
A lot of crappy ones.
Yeah, there was a lot of crappy ones. Yeah.
No, nothing that's coming to mind right now.
Okay.
I took pictures with Squishmallows.
Oh, Squishmallows, yeah.
But those were paid from the company.
Yeah, he took a big Squishmallow cushion seat one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, no. Other than that, nothing.
Yeah. But yeah, what else? Blue Beetle we watched. What else did we watch recently? We watched another movie too. We watched Skinner Marink.
Yes.
Yeah.
It
So
was
that was interesting for anybody who hasn't seen or heard of that movie. It was a Shutter movie, I
yeah,
think.
Shutter exclusive.
And it's basically like an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes of
Like different views. Like it's not filmed in a way
traditionally.
that's traditional. So
It's like
like
still cameras throughout a house,
yes and no.
right?
Some of them were moving.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was sometimes pan across
Yeah.
certain rooms and stuff
But
like that.
it would show you
It's a
it was
horror movie,
never
by the way.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was never a direct view of a person. So like they would show like this corner, but it would just be enough to like get like a shadow or
Yeah.
a foot
Yeah.
kind of thing in the view.
Or like their
with
face would be obscure, like it would be like, like you'd
yeah,
see
you
like
see
the
like
side of their
this much. Yeah.
face. But basically what it is, I can't say too much about it without spoiling it, but it could be a boring movie for some. It had honestly the most mixed reviews on a film I've seen in some time.
I've heard like this is the scariest movie.
It's like a
or
classic,
this is
yeah, or this is
absolute-
trash, yeah.
I
Because
didn't think it was the scariest movie, but it leads a lot to interpretation.
yeah, it's like one of those movies after you watch it, as I did, you got to kind of look up sometimes and be like, what were other people's interpretations
Yeah.
of this film, right? Because sometimes even like amongst ourselves to have a conversation about it, it's not
Like I
satisfying.
had a different theory than Nico came up with.
Yes.
Completely.
Yes.
completely
Which
different,
at least the theory that I saw online about the film, Christine, they didn't agree with what Christine had to say on it.
but it still made sense.
It did make sense. Yeah. So it was basically these two kids that
In their
wake up
family
in the
home.
middle of the night in their family home. And also it's
They're
by a
looking-
Canadian as
And they're
well.
looking for their parents.
And
That's
they're looking for
essentially
their
what it is.
parents.
Yeah,
And
stuff goes.
and
from
stuff
there.
goes kind of awry from there, and it gets weird. And it's one of those things where it's a long payoff. Like I would say, I like
Slow burn.
the Paranormal Activity movies, like where you got to kind of
The
sit
first
through
one.
the first one, especially where you got to sit through like a bunch of scenes of nothing really going on from the
Door
camera
creaking,
views.
Yeah.
This is kind of similar to that, where like nothing's happening for majority of the film, and then towards the end, freaky shit starts to happen, and then that's where the interpretation comes into play of
Yeah.
what's exactly happening, and then the movie just ends on like a very creepy, unsettling note. I felt, where you're just like,
Again.
what the fuck? Yeah. It is like what?
Yeah.
Like so.
We're getting into spoiler territory.
Not really. Not
Kind of.
really. Well, I said it ends on a creepy note.
Yeah.
I didn't say what
Interesting.
happens. Yeah. So it's
I said territory.
it's worth watching.
Yeah.
I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd,
If
which
you are
I would say 3.5 to maybe if you got. I think if you understood it a little bit more, maybe it would have been. Or if
It's all if you're into horror movies and you like more like psychological stuff.
what
Not
was
even psychological,
yeah.
but like psychological in the
It was
frame-
It was like creative, like
in the frame that you have to think about
what you're
what's going
watching.
on and like actually
yeah.
think about what you're consuming.
And the camera views are all done with like a grainy screen overlay, where it looks like it's like old school cameras from 1995 where this movie's supposed to take place.
Yeah.
Like it's a very grainy filter that's kind of added to what you're watching the whole time. And like there's a lot of black and white sequences, almost like more so because it's in the
'cause
dark.
at night,
It's at night and home.
and yeah.
In a way though, it's pretty fucking dark. Like if
It is.
if you interpret, or if you like I did, I had to recheck it,
dark.
other people's interpretations of it, and you start to really think about it. It's a pretty fucked up movie. Yeah. So it was good. It was decent. I would watch. I don't know if I'd watch it again anytime soon. I think I'm good on that, just because it's a lot of
one time.
yeah. I
In
think
my
so.
opinion, it's a one.
I don't think it's very rewatchable. No,
but
because
it's worth a watch. I think.
yeah,
if
it's
you-
definitely worth a watch. Yeah, so that one's called Skin and Marink, of course, with the Skin and Marink.
Yeah.
Skin and Marink, you do. Yeah,
Chandler's and Bram were
Yeah.
at the.
not
Oh.
all of them. One of
I
them's
know.
dead. I think Bram isn't. I don't know if it's Sharon or Lois. One of them is. I think it's Lois. I think it was just Sharon and Bram that were at the show.
Yeah.
If I'm not,
Yeah.
I think it's Lois. But anyways, yeah, I guess maybe that's where they got the. Oh, that's the thing you gotta look up though, man. There was a cartoon playing in this movie. It's like fucking nightmare
Oh,
fuel
yeah,
cartoon.
it
Like
is.
it's funny because like we both knew the cartoons that were playing on it. It's like an old school fucking cartoon that's like really creepy
Yep.
and weird.
It's
And
like Steam Whistle Willie type.
well,
like,
they had
the
mentioned
frame.
that it's like it's public access type shit.
Yeah.
So, but like it's like a cartoon I feel like a lot of people have seen. It's just
It's
weird that
hidden in your depths of your memory.
well, that's the thing. It's like in the recesses of your fucking mind,
Yeah.
and the fact that you don't even see a direct viewing of the cartoon, but you hear the sounds from the cartoon,
You do once.
and you see a couple of
Yeah.
sequences, but it kind of triggered that memory for both of
Yeah.
us. We're like, oh, that fucking cartoon, right? Yeah.
And like you used to watch this as a kid.
Yeah,
and you're like,
yeah,
this is
yeah,
just- like, this is why we're all messed up nowadays.
Yeah. That was it was weird. It was weird that we just both kind of knew what it
Yeah.
was without like they were successful on doing things like that.
Yeah.
If anything, it's a more successful movie for the feeling you get from it. Like it's more of a feeling over plot. Like the story
Yeah.
itself is like whatever in this film because there's not much of a story.
Yeah.
But the actual essence of the film, like the actual
What you
takeaway,
actually- yeah.
is interesting that you get from it. Just the feeling eerie, the eeriness of it. I think, yeah,
Oh, totally.
yeah. So will you be frequenting any Halloween stores this week?
Yes.
I assume we will be hitting up the Spirit soon.
Spirit, I gotta go back to Home Sense and all those again.
Yeah.
It's Halloween time. Has been for weeks now.
Has not.
Yes, it has.
You're not even waiting till September anymore. This is getting pretty bad. Like before, at least you wait till September before we're just watching horror movies and everything else,
I
right?
watch horror all year.
I know, but
Whatever.
like it's like
I know.
only that like there's September, October for you. If
Yes.
yeah, very few things make it through that aren't.
No. Maybe a show that we're watching.
Yeah, exactly.
But yes, no. We watch exclusively horror for the 2 months. You only have a month and a half this year, though,
Why?
because I'm not here for half.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're leaving me,
Yeah. You're gonna fend for yourself.
right? I heard
Somebody
something
playing
else.
music.
Yeah, I think so. We're getting close to the time that we're gonna wrap up, anyways. Here, I think.
I think so. We're gonna get zoned out here. Things are happening outside.
I think it's just a passerby.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, this has been fun today.
It
It's
has
been
been
good to
fun.
actually have you on the late night chat proper for once, which is crazy. 230. It only took 232 episodes. You've come on like the drunk cast and like you've made appearances like at times. I
Appearances,
feel
yeah.
like, yeah, but you've never actually sat down and had a full episode like this, I
No.
think. It's just pretty crazy. Not that I feel you were looking for it ever.
But I'm happy up here still.
There you go.
I
Yeah.
was always here in spirit.
I know. Yeah. The bringer of drinks,
Yes.
the arranger of
Things.
of things. Christine has always been part of late night chat. There you go. And the DNA.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Doing the lighting and camera angles at the beginning.
Oh yeah. You were really involved at that point when me and JT used to do that
She drive me
shows
nuts.
here.
I'd finally get comfy on the
Yeah.
couch. And
I think that's why he
"Christine."
was sad he wanted to be here with you for your first show or
Yeah.
whatever, right? That
'Cause I've
right?
always been
I'm
here for you
surprised.
guys.
I didn't think he was ever gonna. I thought he was gonna maybe make an appearance here, but I
Yeah.
know he was driving for some portion of the time he was there in the chat or.
We have Luna in place.
Yeah, we do. We have the cat here. She's been sitting with us on the couch, so
Yeah.
that's okay. It's enough of that JT guy. It's very rare that you don't see him on this show.
Yeah.
I think there were some pre-records even throughout the summer. He wasn't actually a guest on too, so it's good. It's actually giving him a chance to take a break for once because I know
Which is
he's
needed. Yeah.
well, yeah, he shouldn't have to be on every show either,
It's
right?
starting to get painful.
Yeah, it's starting to seize up a little bit. I think that bomb that I put on
It's
is wearing
wearing
off. Yeah.
I can see you fidgeting now.
Oh man, I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's getting tight. It's tightening up that leg. So I guess we'll wrap it up soon. We're coming on an hour and a half. Maybe if we can do it for another 15, then it'll be good. We'll wrap it up or 10 or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, here I'll give the plugs and we'll chat for another moment and then
Yeah.
we'll wrap up. So yeah, as I mentioned, Pepper throughout the show here, the plugs for the week here, guys, is I think only this week after today we have on I think probably by Wednesday, because we're actually not getting around to recording last week's episode of Comic Shot Talk due to the busyness of the con.
Yeah.
That new episode will come out Wednesday, which is a week late than we normally put it out. But so you'll probably get 2 episodes this week, but when it's all said and done. But make sure to check us out and subscribe over at Late Night Collectors Community. And thank you to the people that came through on the chat tonight. And then this Thursday, you got another episode of Watching the Throne with me and JT. That's just us on this episode this week talking about season 4, episode 9 of Game of Thrones. And next week, like I said, if you guys have missed it, next week we have Kyle on, returning guest who actually was just on this previous week's episode. And then we also have Christina coming on as a guest also. And this season we have, I think Leslie's also going to come on this season. So we're going to have a lot of different guests on season 5 because we're going to be moving into season 5 with Christina. She's starting season 5 with us. I think we're ending season 5 with Leslie. And then I think Kyle may even return at the end. I think he's on for the last episode, or the 9th episode or something, like the second last episode. So yeah, it's been nice to get some other people on those shows as well to join us, fans of the show. And definitely check that out. It's every Thursday at 8 p.m. You can expect a new episode of Watching the Throne. We've been banking some of those admittingly, and we've already got like a next month's worth of shows coming out for that.
Well, yeah, that's hard to do.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, Ron. No problem. We'll see you around, bud. But yeah, that's that. And then honestly, I still want to promote it. Most importantly, make sure you watch the Hot Ones Late Night Chat Network special, an ode to Hot Ones as we called it. It's still on the channel, hasn't got removed, thank God. So I mean, it is yeah, exactly. There's a lot of these things that they've done. That's the whole point of these Hot One challenges that they put out. You can actually purchase these things. Me, Christine, and Lewis, and Christina and Julie, like that were also present. Yeah, in the background there for that one. We did a Hot Ones challenge episode where we actually competed and did the Hot Ones
season 19 lineup.
Season 19 hot sauce lineup. Which was a hell of a lot of fun. Make sure to go check that out if you've yet to see it. It is actually our last episode of Late Night Chat, episode 232. So it is in our Late Night Chat playlist. I'm also going to put it on, I think, as the main video on the channel. I haven't done that yet. And I'll probably even put it in another playlist on its own as well, just because I think it's an important episode for people to check out.
Yeah. You should do one Julie's Productions.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, all the things that she's put together. That is a good idea. I'll do a playlist of that. So, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. Me and Lewis answer questions by Christine, the host who hosted that episode, and you can go check that out and see if we actually made it out of the hot sauce gauntlet or not. Yeah, that was very challenging, that one. And some tears shed, some laughs had.
Lots of laughs.
Yeah, it was a really, really good one, that one. So yeah, definitely check that out. It's in our playlist. That was last week's episode that came as a pre-record. And yeah, as I mentioned, we're done with the summer schedule, so no more pre-recorded episodes, mixing up the hosts and all that. We'll go back to our regular scheduled programming with JT at the helm as the host. And then you get Rob on next week, I think, coming back into start off our rotation. And then, unless there's always changes. So, stay tuned. You can follow. Exactly. Follow us on Instagram. There's sometimes unexpected changes to who's doing what, or we sometimes have to switch up the weeks or something. But normally it's Rob, Lewis, me, and then either Leslie or Julie on the 4th week out of every month. So, and I think the way it works out is we have 3 shows each until the until episode 250 around the holidays, right after the holidays and the new year. So yeah, really excited for that. And it'll be our 5-year anniversary of Late Night Chat. Yeah. So I don't know where the time went, but yeah, it's been an interesting time. I mean, obviously a couple of years there went nowhere, like, as people know, from during the pandemic. I think it all feels like a weird loss of time, I think, in a lot of people's 100%. Lives. Because even when we're referring to the times, how many times we've helped out with the con, and you got to remember there was a 2-year gap there where we didn't do any cons, right? So it was interesting, like that. Even when you refer to things like that, you got to remember that there was a gap in between, like a 2-year lull. If you're used to doing things every year, that may not have been the case for those couple of years, right? So yeah, but yeah, 5 years straight, because this is kind of when we transitioned over to doing the video format was as a direct result of us not being able to hang out in person at that time. So because I guess we were following the stupid rules. They had try to be responsible.
Nobody knew what was going on at the time.
Yeah, no, exactly. So,
and at the time it was scary. So
sure,
but enough COVID talk.
Yeah, no, of course. No, I'm not trying to bring us back to that. I'm just trying to say, referencing time. Yeah, that's kind of what got us to do the online video version live of late
Yeah.
night chat though. So and then the kind of the channel grew as
Yeah.
I've talked about many times. So yeah, I wouldn't take anything back for it in that sense, right? So
No.
but we've had some interesting times for sure. But yeah, so yeah, more to come, guys. And it's been an interesting summer. It's been a fast summer. It's gone by quick, but it's been a fun one. And I gotta mention too, if you guys have missed any of the pre-recorded stuff that we did throughout the summer, there's some great stuff. I know Rob and Lewis and JT did like Rob set up a trivia game with them, yeah, for his pre-recorded. I know Leslie had Rob on to discuss it was a rock and roll song discussion. Like I mentioned, previously mentioned the Hot One special. Me and Jay did our mid-year media review where we talked and reviewed about all of our favorite kind of things that have come out, movies, TV shows, all this and stuff like that. Me and Lewis had a in-depth conversation about Dragon Ball, all things Dragon Ball. And you know, and what me and Chris even had a behind the scenes kind of making of comic shop talk kind of episode where we showed and we broadcasted our comic shop episodes here on an episode of Late Night Chat, right?
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun too. So yeah, all good stuff. Those were all our pre-recorded stuff. You got to see us mix it up with some different hosts, and that's why I'm glad we got you on for the last week of the summer here. This was really fun and special, and
it has been
you know, even though I see enough of you at home, but
shut your face.
it was fun to finally get you on here. Long overdue.
Yeah.
So I'm sure JT will tell you to come on again at some point because he missed out on this. I'm surprised we didn't get one of his usual like coming on the screen. Oh, thanks for filling in, guys. I'm fucking out here just doing nothing with a car drinking coffee or something like that, you know.
JT being JT.
Yeah, no, exactly. But yeah, I don't know. Anything else you want to say, or should we ramble on for much longer here?
No, there's not much else. Thanks. It was fun actually being on the show.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what to expect. Really, I don't really know the format and what you do. And
I mean, it is what it is. We sit here and chat, right? I mean, that's the format.
That's what I mean,
yeah. So
it was fun.
Yeah.
At least we had a topic from the expo to go off of. So
yeah, well, that's why I thought it would be good to end off the week with us talking about that, because we did just experience that, and you know, I was actually like on as a result of it, us having this odd week in between the schedule here to kind of have this conversation with you. Yeah, exactly. So it was good because, you know, I think we don't talk enough about that kind of stuff on here. We've moved all the geeky talk over to the late night collectors community. You know, you guys have spoken. Our audience does not like. I mean, there's geeky talk, and then there's geeky talk. Like, we're not going to get into the specifics of comic book artists here on this show.
Full time.
Yeah, I know. You're like, what? No geeky talk. I'm out of here. Yeah, I know exactly. So, what are you watching nowadays? Any other show? Oh yeah, you got Buffy back in rotation. I was going to say any shows you want to plug here before we take off. Any things you've been? You always got something that you're either rewatching or watching for the first time on the go, right?
Yeah, so. No, I was in. What was it? The
all those ER shows or whatever. Not ER, but like fucking 911 Reno or some shit. Like what's it called?
Criminal Minds to 911 to 911 Lone Star to something else I can't remember. I did all of the Criminal Minds spin-offs.
Yeah.
And now and then I watched the newest Grey's Anatomy and caught up on that. And then I needed to take a break from the procedural shows.
Yeah.
I can't real
do
hooked.
It. I can't do it.
I got really hooked on procedural shows for a while.
Yeah. Oh, this fucking cat. Yeah,
again, we're gonna have no screen on this door soon. Yeah, so I saw Buffy and I just wanted to be home.
Yeah, Buffy's always good.
I know. That's what I said.
I'm surprised they haven't redone Buffy.
They don't need
honestly. I mean, they've continued it in comic book form, but like I think
don't put them back in the show.
I think they can. A lot of those people aren't doing anything, right? Like they could, and if they didn't redo it with those same characters, they could totally, because of the fact there's always new Slayers, they could totally just pick up on.
Yeah, but then you'll lose the classicness. I don't want a new one.
I agree. I'm just
I
saying.
am told.
I'm surprised they
don't
haven't.
put the juju
Even throughout
out
all
there.
the popularity of the vampire
Don't
stuff.
Put the juju
All
out
right.
there.
All right. I'll shut up.
We don't want a new Buffy.
Did
There's
you?
enough new random renditions of things. It's never the same.
Yeah. No, you're right. What did you have a pick for the outro song for today? Since you're the guest.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know I was going to be put on the spot for an
Yeah.
outro
Why don't you
song.
take a minute and think on it then? Because usually you'll give sometimes the guest the opportunity to pick the outro song. So
Well, okay, so I'll pick the song that I've been obsessed with recently, which is the reimagining of um, uh, Last Resort,
oh yeah, who sings that?
Falling in Reverse.
Oh, okay, yeah, I've heard you.
I told you about that one.
Yeah, I got it here.
I
So it's
gotta
called
say,
it's literally called Last Resort Reimagined.
reimagined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta say what?
I have had that. I literally repeated that song for an entire week. I couldn't listen to anything else. So yes, if you're gonna ask me right now what song to play, that is the one.
And of course that's the Papa Roach
Yes.
song.
Yeah.
The original.
The original is Papa Roach.
Yeah.
The reimagined is Falling in Reverse.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
But and then do they do a lot of these reimagining types? Like
this is the
it's
first
basically
one I've
covers.
seen.
I don't know what to call it.
It's not really a cover because it does not sound at all like the original.
Yeah, but you could do a cover and change and go drastically different than what
yeah,
it
but
is.
this
Then is it technically a cover? Is what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Cover is like your own rendition musically.
This
is a completely.
This is
different,
literally reimagined, is what you're
Yes.
saying. Okay. Hence the name.
All I've seen is reimagined songs of like their old stuff.
Yeah.
So like when they originally came out, it was like super kind of like that poppy emo type of
Right.
genre.
Right.
And now it's kind of morphed in like the reimagined of their own songs are more to like making it adult.
Okay.
Kind of.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen them do any other like anybody else's song. This is
Okay.
the first one I've seen.
Okay. I just figured if they're labeling it as this reimagining thing, maybe they'll end up doing this with other songs or something like that, right?
Like I said, I think there's 2 other ones that I've seen that are also really, really good.
Right.
But they're their own songs that they've just redone.
Right.
Like 10 years later.
Okay. All right. Well, then we will end with that song. I got it all queued up here. It looks like. Let's put up this volume so it's not a slow start like the start of the show. And yeah, once again, Christine, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for stepping in because if not, I would be doing the show by myself tonight. It looks like
on
a whim. Yeah, me talking to Luna, her walking off screen.
I could put a Squishmallow here to talk to. Got enough of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Luna and the Squishmallow. Yeah, that would have been my show. Would have been me talking to myself essentially. So, what kind of cat food are you into these days? Just looking.
What's the one on the box? What type of cat litter do you like to shit into?
Oh yes, that one's great. Yeah, that
colonial one. Or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a funny Instagram video or reel or something, or maybe TikTok, I guess it was.
Whatever it was.
It ends up on there anyways. Yeah, video that someone did where he went to the grocery store and he said he had to buy cat litter and he showed all like the fucking whack photos that they put on the cat litter box. They're like, this one looks like it's trying to kill me. This one's trying to do this. And there's literally one with a cat like this and it looks like he's a dictator of some sort. Yeah. They're like, this cat's an evil dictator. And the cat's like, because like his paws like up, like but it's like, yeah, it looks like totally like a foreign fucking picture of like cartoon cat. Yeah, it's very weird. So yeah, that was really weird. That's what that
conversation.
Yeah, the cat being the dictator. Yeah, we could have Luna just giving out orders. Yeah, exactly.
She does anyways.
Yeah,
we're doing it all night.
We all know who runs the household. Yeah. All right. That being said, guys, we'll see you guys next week. Same time, same place. Usually probably be Monday at 9s usually, but stay tuned and follow our Instagram account, Late Night Chat Network. Yeah, Late Night Chat Network for all the updates of that. And yeah, later.
Bye.
Real somber goodbye here that you got going.
You put me in the
spot. This is my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing. Don't give a fuck if I cut my arm bleeding.
The video's really good.
Is it?
It gives like an Inception feel.
Cut my life into pieces. Embrace my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing. Don't give a fuck if I cut my arm bleeding. Do you even care if I die bleeding? Would it be wrong or it be right? If I took my life tonight, chances are that I might. Mutilation out of sight. And I'm contemplating suicide. I'm contemplating